Hi guys, so this is Cynthia, and today's tutorial will be making the Toy Story alien. This is the little Green Martian or whatever. This is the one where that comes out the claw machine. I like to say ooh, so yeah. This is him, so we'll be making him today. The mouth will be a little bit smaller. This one has a bit of a duck lips. Alright, so also changing up the colors. I didn't have the correct colors when I was making this. So this part will be a dark navy blue. Same with the shoes. This part will be purple. The rest will be almost the same. So okay, the bands you need, the band count, and all the other details of what you'll need to make this project will be in the description box below, so please check that out and make sure you have your supplies ready before you start this project. Now, before we start, I just need to tell you, I actually forgot to write down the stitches that I used for his body. I did the head, then I forgot to write down the body, so in this tutorial I will be winging it. So it may not look exactly like this. It will look similar, but I think it can, it will do. So let's just get started. So I'm putting this aside. So for the green part of the body, I'm using the Rainbow Loom Lime Green. So we're taking your lime green, and I'm using a Rainbow Loom hook for this. You can use a crochet hook, whatever is available. So what we want to do first, I'm doing the body, the head and the body first, because that's the biggest and probably the easiest part to do. The smaller parts are a little bit more fiddly. So taking your lime green band, what we want to do is we want to start off with a magic ring with 6 stitches. So we're just going to grab one band, and we're going to create a capping band by wrapping this band around your hook 2 times to create 3 loops. So there are 3 loops there. This is your capping band. Now to create your magic ring, you're going to grab another band. Your first stitch of your magic ring, you will do a slip stitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull this band through the center of that capping band, and then you're just going to reclaim this end, and you're going to pull this side of the band through. So this counts as 1 stitch of your magic ring. You're going to go through the center again, as you can see that hole of that capping band, and you're going to do 5 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, pull up a band, you're going to pull it through the stitch or just the center of this magic ring. You're going to reclaim the end, so you have 3 bands on your hook, and you're just going to pull this through everything. So this is 1 single crochet. So this is your second stitch of your magic ring. You're going to go back through the center. Alright, you're going to do 4 more single crochets. So once again, a single crochet, pull this through the center of the capping band. Otherwise it's a stitch if you're doing it on not the center of the ring, and then you're just going to pull this through everything. So this is 3 stitches. I'm going to go back through, pull up another band just through the center, reclaim. It's not focusing very well today, apologies, and then I'm pulling this through everything. So I have 4 stitches. I need another 2 more. As you can see, the hole or the center of that capping band is a little bit bigger, so it might be easier to do it now. So once more, I want to do a single crochet, 3 bands on my hook, pull this through everything. Alright, and then I'm going to do 1 more. So this is called a single crochet. It will be your most common stitch when you're making this alien. Alright, so now just to count that you have the correct amount of stitches, each stitch you make makes a teardrop at the side. So this is 1 stitch, this is 2 stitch, 3, 4, 5, and your last stitch is always on your hook, so this is the 6th one. So this is your magic ring with 6 stitches. So this is round 1. For round 2 of his head, you're going to increase to 12 stitches, and to do an increase you need 2 single crochets in each stitch. So every time I say an increase, it means 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So what you're going to do, this first stitch you made previously, you can see there's a hole underneath these 2 bands. These 2 bands make up 1 stitch. You're just going to put your hook through that hole, so you have the stitch on your hook. You can't see. What you're going to do for your first stitch of your second round is you're going to do a slip stitch. To do a slip stitch, you're just going to pull up a band through that stitch, and you're also going to pull it through that stitch that was on your hook. Reclaim the end, and then pull this through everything. So this is 1 slip stitch. It counts as 1 stitch of your second round. So I'm going to take a C-clip. You're going to mark the round. I'm going to clip it onto that band on my hook. So this is 1 stitch. I need an increase, so I'm just going to go back through that same stitch, I'm going to do a single crochet. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next stitch. So as you can see, there's these two bands, this stitch here. I'm going to put my hook through the center, and then I'm going to do a single crochet back through the center, not the center, sorry, that stitch. I'm going to do my increase, so that's another single crochet. Okay, alright, the next stitch I need an increase as well, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. This is my first single crochet. I'm going to go back through that same stitch. This is my second single crochet. So I'm just going to go and move around. So I'm moving to my next stitch now. So my next stitch I have, this is my first single crochet. I'm just going to move a little bit faster. I'm going through that same stitch for my increase. Okay, next one. Alright, and then this is the last one. I know this is the last stitch because the next stitch has my stitch marker, which marks the first stitch of that round. So this is my increase. Okay, so what I want to do now, I just want to double check that I have 12 stitches in the second round. So starting with this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12th one is on my hook. So now starting with round 3 of my head, I want to increase it to 18 stitches. So what I want to do is a single crochet in the first stitch, an increase in the second stitch, and we're just going to do that all the way around. So going through the first stitch of that round, I'm going to do a single crochet. And then I'm just taking off this marker and I'm going to put it on this band just to mark that this is the first stitch of that round. So once I've done that, my next stitch I know has an increase. So from now on, I'm just going to count 1 and increase. So each increase is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Oops. So my next stitch has 1 single crochet. Next has an increase. Moving on, next one, single crochet. Next one, increase. Now I'm moving a bit faster. If I'm too fast for you, just pause the video, and once you catch up, you can just resume it. Okay, next one, single crochet. Next one, increase. So I have to start moving a little bit faster, otherwise the video will take too long. And I know a lot of you have already done quite a few of my projects before, so you're quite used to these stitches, so I just don't want to take too long with them. Alright, next one, single crochet. Next one, increase, so that's 2 single crochets in this stitch. Okay, next one, 1 single crochet, and then you're going to do an increase in this last stitch of the round. Okay, so I'm not going to count this round, but if you're unsure of whether you've done the correct amount of stitches, just count every round just to make sure. You don't have to redo it. If you make a mistake, you can just add or decrease as necessary. Okay, so now we've done round 3. We're moving on to round 4, which has 24 stitches. So I'm just going to do a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and increase in the 3rd stitch, and we're doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, and every time I say a number, it's a single crochet in a stitch. So this is 1. Move your marker. next one 2, and next one increase. So once you get the hang of doing single crochets, it's very easy. Single crochet will be like the only stitch you need to know besides the slip stitch for this project. So once again, 1, 2, and just double check, 1, 2, 2, yep, okay, sorry about that, I was just talking. So next one is an increase. I just forgot where I was. I shouldn't do that again next time. Let's do that again. So 1, 2, and increase, so 2 single crochets in this stitch. Pull through that stitch, reclaim, pull through everything. So that's the only thing you're going to do for most of the project. So let's do this again. 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, increase, same stitch again, so 1 more single crochet. Let's do that again, next stitch, 1, next one, 2, next one, increase, and then we're just going to do that one more time. So 1, 2, and then you have an increase in the last stitch. So just 2 single crochets. Okay, so that makes round 4. It has 24 stitches. So moving on to round 5. So round 5, we want to increase this to 30 stitches. So we're just going to do a single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then we're going to do an increase in the 4th, and we're doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to count up to 3. So 1, move your marker, 2, 3, and increase, 1, 2, 3, 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 and you have an increase in the last stitch of this round. So now we're done with round 5 of his head, so that's 30 stitches. So for round 6 we're increasing that to 36 stitches. So we just want to do a single crochet in the first 4 stitches and increase in the 5th stitch, and we're doing that all the way around. So I'm counting up to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. 'kay, once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 'Once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 'Once again. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. Okay, so now we're done with round 6, which has 36 stitches. We're moving on to round 7, which has 42 stitches. So we're just going to do a single crochet in the first 5 stitches and increase in the 6th stitch, and we're doing that all the way around. So I'm going to count up to 5, so every time I say number it's a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one final increase. Okay, so now you're done with round 7, so rounds 8 to 15, you need another 8 rounds of 42 stitches. So you just need to put aside 8 bands first. I'm counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I have 8 bands. So every time you start a round, you're just going to take a band from here. So you just need 8 rounds of a single crochet in each stitch. I'm going to do the first round with you, so I'm just going to go through the first stitch. So I'm going to start round 8 now. I'm taking a band from here. I'm doing a single crochet, and then I'm just going to do a single crochet in each stitch for one round first, and I'm going to do the other 7 rounds off camera. So just very simple, no more increases for his head. We're just doing single crochets in each stitch. Okay, I just had a thought. 8 additional rounds might be a bit too much. I think I forgot to write that in my notes as well. So we're just going to do 6 additional rounds. So just before I do anything else, I'm just going to take out 2 bands. So we're just doing 6 additional rounds. Sorry about that. I guess I did not update my notes either. So this alien guy was a little bit difficult, so I did several, it took several tries and a lot of trial and error, and I just was probably too frustrated. I forgot to write it down, but oh well, I think even by winging it, it will look pretty good. So if you're not sure whether you like it, please just check out the thumbnail or go to the end of the video to see the finished product. So now I'm done with round 8. I'm just going to start round 9. Putting my hook through here, taking a band from here. So this is start of round 9. So I'm going to do my additional 5 rounds, including round 9 off camera. So you're just going to pause the video here, complete your rounds. There should be in total, including the one I just did, 6 additional rounds of 42 stitches. You're just going to do a single crochet in each stitch. So instead of doing rounds 8 to 15, you should be doing rounds 8 to 13. Okay, so pause the video and then resume once you're done with those rounds. Okay guys, so now you've finished round, this should be round 13. So you have something that looks like this. We're going to start decreasing now. So for round 14, we're going to decrease this to 36 stitches. Alright, so to do that, we're just going to do a single crochet in the first 5 stitches, and then we're going to decrease over the next 2 stitches, and we're doing that all the way around. So let's just do our 5 single crochets first before I show you how to do a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we want to do a decrease. What we're going to do is just put your hook through the next stitch as usual, and you're going to twist this and put it through the next stitch, so you have 2 stitches on your hook. So you're going to treat these 2 stitches like one. So when you pull up the band for your single crochet, you're going to pull it through these 2 stitches. So as you can see, and once you reclaim the end, you're back to 3 loops on your hook. So these are the 2 stitches, and you're going to pull this through everything. So that's a decrease. So a decrease is just changing 2 stitches into 1. So we're just going to repeat that again. So let's just do 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so once again we're going to do a decrease. So you're putting your hook through the next stitch, twisting and putting it through the stitch after that, and you're pulling your band through both of those stitches. See, there's 2 there. You're going to reclaim the end and you're pulling this through everything. So that's your decrease. So we're just going to do that again. 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do a decrease. So next stitch, go rotate next stitch, pulling it through those 2 stitches. Okay, so next stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're doing a decrease. Alright, the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another decrease. Okay, so now you have completed round 14, which has 36 stitches. So for round 15, we're decreasing this to 30 stitches. So we want to do a single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then a decrease over the next 2. And we're doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to count up to 4, then I'll say decrease. So ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease, 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 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Okay, so this is round 15, which has 30 stitches. So for round 16, we want to decrease this to 24 stitches. So we're just doing a single crochet in the first 3 stitches and a decrease over the next 2 stitches. So I'll be counting up to 3. So 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1 again, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. Okay, so we just completed round 16, which is 24 stitches. Round 17, we're decreasing to 18 stitches, so that's a single crochet in the first 2 stitches and a decrease over the next 2. So 1, 2, decrease, 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 1, 2, and a final decrease. So you can actually start stuffing the head here, but I'm just going to wait to do my final round before I stuff it. So our final round, let's see, that was round 17, correct, which has 18 stitches. So for round 18, we're decreasing this to 12 stitches, so we just want to do a single crochet in the first stitch and a decrease over the next 2. So 1, and a decrease, one, decrease, one, decrease, one, decrease, one, decrease, one, and decrease. So you're done with the head. So this one is round 18, which has 12 stitches. So the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to stuff his head. Okay, so you could have actually started stuffing it when the opening was a little bit bigger, but since the bands are stretchy, I'm just going to leave it till now. So you just grab your fiber fill and you're just going to stuff it in. With the smaller opening, you might actually have to just do a little bit at a time to get it through. So just stop when you're happy. I think I want it a little bit more stuffed. Sorry, just do a bit more. Okay, so now we're done with the green part. We're going to move on to his body. We're joining the body onto the head. So if you're using Rainbow Loom bands, I would suggest using ocean blue for the body. I don't have ocean blue, I have ocean blue jelly, so I'll be using jelly bands. Try not to use the jelly bands, they're a bit more slippery. Okay, so we're just going to continue from here. Your stitch marker is still here. So I'm just going to start again from round 1, because as I said, I did not write down my notes, so just count it as round 1, starting with the blue. So the first thing we want to do is we want to increase in each stitch. So round 1, basically you have 24 stitches, so that's an increase in each stitch. So let's just start 2 single crochets in each stitch. As I said, please use the opaque bands if you have them. But I don't, so I'm just using Jelly Ocean Blue. So all around, just increase 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so we finished with round 1 of the blue. This has 24 stitches. Sorry, let me just put my last stitch in. Alright, so for round 2 for the blue, we're going to increase this to 36 stitches. So we're just going to do a single crochet in the first stitch and then an increase in the second stitch, and we're just doing this all the way around. So 1, increase, one, 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 and one more increase. So this is round 2 of the blue, which has 36 stitches. Okay, so the next thing we want to do for rounds 3 to 7, we need another 5 rounds of 36 stitches each. So that's 5 rounds of single crochets in each stitch. So I'm just going to prepare the bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so same thing, I'm just going to do the first round with you. So I'm going through the first stitch, I'm taking my first band, so this means I'm starting round 3 of the blue. And I'm just going to do single crochets in each stitch. Take your time with this because the stitches are a little bit spaced out because you're increasing at a large rate. That's what you call it, yeah, large rate I suppose. So just make sure you go through each one since it might be a little bit wrinkly at the moment. Okay, so I finished round 3. So I'm just starting off round, oops, let me just do that again. Just going to start off round 4, taking a band from here. So I'm just going to do a single crochet in each stitch, but I'm going to do the rest of my rounds off camera. So you need another, including this round, another 4 rounds of just single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so just pause the video here, and then once you've completed those rounds, then just resume the video. Okay, so once you're done with round 7, you should have something that looks like this. So for round 8, we're going to start decreasing. So we want to decrease this to 30 stitches. So to do that, what we want to do is single crochet in the first 4 stitches, and then we want to decrease over the next 2 stitches, and we're doing that all the way around. So I'm just going to count up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm doing a decrease. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. Okay, so that's round 8, which has 30 stitches. So for rounds 9 and 10, we need another 2 rounds of 30 stitches. I'm going to do both rounds with you since it's just 2 rounds. So I'm just putting 2 bands there, and it's just a single crochet in each stitch for 2 rounds. So I'm starting off round 9 now. So 30 stitches in this round, and in the 10th round, so that's just a single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so I've just completed round 9. Let's just start round 10. So once again, it's just a single crochet in each stitch. Okay, I just had a thought. I could probably make a minion out of a similar design. After this, if you'd like me to, just let me know in the comments below and I'll try my best to do that. Okay, so I've just completed round 10, which has 30 stitches. So the next thing we want to do, so we just finished round 10, we want to do a single crochet in the first 15 stitches because you want to start doing the legs. Okay, before we do that, let's just stuff this part of the body. So just get your fiber fill and stuff it. It doesn't really need to be very neat at this point because you'll be adding more later on, and it's a little bit difficult to stuff at this moment. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. So, alright, so the next thing we want to do is we want to do a single crochet in the first 15 stitches. So let's just do that. It's a little bit difficult with the stuffing spilling out, but just take your time. So I'll just count up to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so once you have 15, what you're going to do now is you're going to chain 5. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, what you're going to do now is you're going to join this with the stitch that has your stitch marker on it. So I'm just going to join it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, I'm going to get an S clip now just to mark the first round. Okay, I'm putting this back onto my hook. Alright, the next thing I want to do now is I want to do 5 rounds of single crochet around here. So this is considered 20 stitches. I'm just taking 5 bands. I've actually lost count of what rounds we're doing now because I didn't keep track of it, but I will write this down in the notes when I'm editing my video, so it'll be a bit easier for you. So I have 5 bands, so I just want to do a single crochet in each stitch for 5 rounds. So let's just do that now. I'll do the first round with you just to show you how, and then the other 4 rounds I'll be doing off camera, and you can do that on your own as well. Oh yes, and if you were, I don't remember whether I mentioned it, but that S clip that I put is supposed to start, be a stitch marker for our next round. Or the mini rounds, which are the legs. Okay, so this is 1 round completed, so I'm just going to start the next round. So I'm going through this stitch, taking a band from here, right, and I'm going to move this marker. Alright, so I'm just going to do this round, and so this round, which is my second round, and then I have another 3 additional rounds. I'm just going to do that off camera. So you're just going to do the same thing, just a single crochet in this way, so it's a smaller circle, and then we'll just resume once you're done with that. Okay, so once you finish that, you should have something that looks like this. As you can see, this makes up one leg. We're not done with the leg yet. So what we want to do, I just want to take an S-clip and then just stick it on the end of this band. I'm going to do this leg first up until there because we'll need to stuff it, and it's easier to do it this way. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. Starting with the other leg, do not start with the band with the C-clip on it. What you're going to do is you're going to go into the next stitch after that, and you're just going to do the same thing. So you're doing a single crochet in these 15 stitches. So you can count if you like, but it's okay if you don't. So I'm just going to start off with one single crochet here, and then I'm just going to keep going. Okay, once you're done 15, you want to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to join it to that first single crochet you did. Mine is a really small one, so you just have to pluck it out, and you're going to do a single crochet. No, you can do a slip stitch if you want, it's up to you. Let's just do a slip stitch, and I'm just going to put another S-clip on the end just as a stitch marker. Alright, once again, you want to do 5 rounds of this, so you're just putting aside 5 bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do the first round with you, so you're just going around, and you're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. Actually, this considered... wait, I don't need to use this. Oh yes, I do, sorry. So just keep going around, same thing as we did for the other leg. There's an open seam there, don't really bother about it just yet. We can stitch it closed after we're done with these rounds. So it's not a big deal, so don't worry. Just make sure that each of the legs is 20 stitches around. If you're missing or you have too much, just decrease or increase as you see fit. It doesn't really make much of a difference to the pattern, and you can't really see it actually once you're done. So it's okay to cheat if you don't have enough or if you have too much. Okay, so that's one round completed. I'm just going to start my next one by taking a band from here. So I'm doing this round and my other 3 additional rounds of 20 stitches off camera. So just pause the video and complete your second leg, and then we'll resume once you're done with that. Okay, so now I've completed his second leg. So the same thing, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get an S-clip. I'm just going to put it at the end of this band, because the next thing I want to do is I want to stitch up this opening or his crotch area. So what I want to do now, starting from these 2 bands, this is the one with the C-clip and the one next to it, I'm just going to slip stitch all the way down. So I'm taking the my blue bands, I'm going to slip stitch, and this is just to close up the seam. You can already take that C-clip out, by the way, because we are not going to use that there anymore, but I'm just going to take it out after this. So that's it, you just keep going down the seam, stitch up his crotch, I suppose, yes. Okay, so just keep going down. I'm almost there. And I just have this stitch. Okay, this will be my last one, so I'm just going to slip stitch. And then as usual, I'm just going to put an S-clip at the end. And I'm just going to put this into the body. So just hiding it under those bands and in the fiber fill. Okay, so now you have his crotch stitched up. You need to fill his legs. So I didn't fill it all the way or as stuffed as I wanted to just now, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to continue. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to take up my, oops, this is supposed to be tucked in. I'm going to take up this C-clip. And what you want to do now, you just want to stuff, and you want to stuff his individual legs as well. So get your fiber fill, and you can just put it through this opening. I'm just going to stuff a little bit more of that body first. Okay. Okay, since this S-clip stuff keeps coming out, I'm just gonna adjust that later. Alright, so now I've stuffed as much as I want for the body. I'm just going to continue stuffing a little bit in the legs. Because you haven't completed the legs yet, just stuff it. Okay, and I think that's enough for me, so let's just continue on with completing one of the legs. So you can just start with any one, put your hook through that one with the clip at the end, and we're just going to continue. So what you want to do now is you want to keep going. This time you want to go through the inside loops. Okay, sorry, and you just want to do a single crochet through the inside loops. I can't remember at this moment whether it's supposed to be the front or the back loops, but yep, you just want to do it through the inside loops. Just a single crochet in each one. Don't go through two, just go through the one that's on the inside. This is just to give the leg, make it look a little bit flat at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm done with that. Oops, that band's broken. What I want to do now is I want to decrease. So this one has 20 stitches. I want to decrease the next round to 10 stitches, but I want to decrease in the inside loops again. So I'm just going to decrease all the way. It should equal to 10 stitches. So just do the decreases in the inside loops only, not the whole thing. Yes, I'm not being very professional. It's either front or back loop, but I can't remember which one it is at this moment. Sorry about that. So just keep decreasing. Okay, so now I've done that. I want to decrease the next round to 5 stitches, so I'm just going to do 1 round of decreases only again. Once again, this is just going to be in the inside loop only, so you're just going to, it should be about 5 decreases. So just decrease all the way until you reach your stitch marker again. It's a little bit trickier when the stitches become a lot closer together. So just take your time and pull apart whenever you feel that you need to. As you can see, I'm having a lot of trouble with this one, but it's okay. So I've done 1 round. This is 5 stitches. I'm just going to fasten it off. I'm just going to go through some random opposite stitch. I'm going to tie a slip stitch. Pull this one tight, and I'm just taking off this marker. And I'm just going to clip the end of this, and I finished 1 leg, so I'm just going to stuff this inside the leg. So there you go, that's 1 leg. Alright, let's just do the other one now. Okay, so now for the other leg. And I figured out why I was so confused. The inside loops for this one will be the back loop, the inside loop for this one will be the front loop. It depends on which leg actually, so you just have to think it's the inside loop, because you're actually going in different directions. So we want to do the same thing for this one. We just want to go through the inside loops, and we just want to do a single crochet in each stitch. So just in the inside loop, the one that's closest to the stuffing. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to take this off. So for this one will be back loops. Loops only, and you'll have 20 stitches. When I get around to editing the video, I will say what round it is depending on what leg, and I think that would help you a bit more, but at this moment I can't keep track because I forgot to record everything down in my notebook, so apologies. But I think the on-screen notes would help. Okay, so now I'm done with that. I'm going to go through the back loops as well to decrease all the way around, so you should have decrease 10 times. So back loops only means it's the loops that's closest to the inside, don't go through 2. I'm just going to do decreases all the way around. So remember, depending on which leg it is, it's either front or back loop, but the best way to figure out is just the loops that are closest to the stuffing. Okay, so I've just finished my 10 decreases. So my next round I want to decrease again all the way around, so that equals to 5 decreases in the inside loops only. So just decrease all the way around and take your time, since the smaller it gets, it's going to be a bit trickier. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I'm just going to go through some random bands opposite. I'm going to tie a slip stitch, pull this one tight, and then I'm just going to take out the marker and clip the end of this, and I'm just going to stuff this into the leg. Okay, so once it's done, you can just adjust a little bit, squeeze a little bit. It's not going to look like this. We still have a lot to do. So next thing we're going to do, we're just going to make the belt and the shirt collar. So now I'm going to do the belt in a jelly navy blue. If you have an opaque navy blue, that might be better. So the first thing we're going to do, we want to chain 41 for the belt. So what we're going to do is just going to wrap this band around your hook. We're going to wrap it 3 times to create 4 loops, so it's a little bit tighter, and we're just going to chain 41. It's a bit tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, hang on, let me just check. Actually, we don't need 40, sorry, ignore that, we're going to do 31. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1, 2, 23, sorry, 24, 25, 26, 27, oops, sorry, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to do single crochets all the way down this chain, starting from the second chain from our hook. So you're just going to rotate this and put it through the next chain, and you're just going to do single crochets all the way down. Okay, so this is the last one. I'm going to go back through that same chain. I'm just going to fasten it off by tying a slip stitch. So temporarily I just want to put this away because we're going to make the belt buckle. So I'm just going to put an S-clip at the end just to make sure that the band doesn't come out. And put this aside and we'll just make his belt buckle. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make a magic ring with 6 stitches. So I'm taking one band, it's the same navy blue one. I'm going to wrap it around my hook 2 times to create 3 loops. So the first stitch is going to be a slip stitch. So this is 1. And I'm going to do 5 single crochets going back through the center. So this is 1 and 2 3 4 5 one more 6. So the second round of your belt buckle you're going to increase in each stitch, so you're going to end up with 12 stitches in this round. So I'm going to go through the first stitch. The first stitch will be a slip stitch, so this counts as 1. I'm getting my marker, going back through the same stitch for an increase, and from now on it's just 2 single crochets or an increase in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so we're done with the belt buckle. I'm just going to go through the first stitch. I'm going to tie a slip stitch, and I'm taking out this marker. Alright, so I'm taking back this belt thingy, and what I want to do is I just want to just stitch it on to this. It doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm just going to go through some bands at the end of the belt, and then I'm just going to slip stitch like that. Okay, so now you want to attach it to your guy. So take him, oops, sorry, and I'm just going to position it so that the belt buckle is in the center, like this. It's a bit dark, so I'm not too sure whether you're able to see it. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go through the belt and through the body bands like this, and I'm just going to stitch it all the way around. Sorry, let me position that again. Slip stitch. Oops. Sorry, it's a little tricky. Okay, so just slip stitch all the way. I'm actually doing this on top of the belt itself so that you don't see extra stitches at the sides. And I know I'm pulling out the fiber fill, but I guess it's alright, you can't really help it. Might need to stretch it a bit, so I'm just doing that first. I'm holding it on. Okay, the next thing we want to do, we just want to stitch this part on to the belt buckle and through the body. So just go through some bands here, slip stitch, clip the end, so stuffing it into the body or just behind the belt buckle, wherever's convenient. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out this clip here. I'm just clip this on and take this one out. So that should be enough to secure the belt on. So this is the belt done. Mine has some fiber fill sticking out, but that's totally normal. So once we're done with this, we're just going to do his the neck part of his shirt. Okay, so now onto the collar of the shirt. What we're going to do is we're going to take a purple. I'm using a deep purple from Rainbow Loom. I'm going to wrap this around my hook 3 times to create 4 loops. What I'm going to do after this, I'm going to chain 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Once I'm done with this, what I'm going to do is a single crochet all the way down this chain, starting from the second chain from my hook. So I'm just going to rotate this and just doing single crochets all the way down. So I've just done the last chain. I'm just going to twist this around, rotate this around, and I'm just going to do the same thing again. So I'm just going to do single crochets in each one of these chains, starting from the one at the end of the hook. So this is like the other side of that chain. Okay, so once I've come to the end of the chain, what I want to do now is I actually want to fold this chain in half so the two edge single crochets meet together, like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put my hook through one of those chains and then the chain on the opposite side, like this. I'm just going to tie a slip stitch. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way down, so I'm just going to go through one stitch on one side of that chain, and I'm also going to go through the stitch on the opposite side, and I'm just going to tie a slip stitch, and I'm just going to do this all the way around, and this is just to give that collar a round shape. So you're just stitching it together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get my guy, and this basically fits around his neck. So you're just going to wrap it around his neck like so. I'm going to go through some of the stitches in that neck part again, just so it's not too loose, and some of the stitches on the other side. I'm just going to tie a slip stitch. Pulling this tight, I'm clipping the end, And I'm just going to hide the end inside his neck or his body. Okay, so that's the color of his shirt. It's supposed to be a purple, it's a bit dark. Alright, so now we finished part 1. In the next part we're just going to do his eyes, his ears, and all his other parts, and then we'll just put him together.